$145 for the third, but it's pretty much dead even for the first and the second.
You ready? It's interesting.
I mean, just by looking at it, it just makes you want to do this. Must be jelly, because jam don't shake like that.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
You can talk about the pit, barbecue, the band was jumping, the people too.
Let's let it go for a little bit. Let's let it go.
They're doing the mess around.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe that we are at a spot right now where the Philadelphia Eagles, Dom, your Philadelphia Eagles, that shirt that you're wearing right there, those underdog Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, been saying it all year.
You've been saying it all year. Is that right? Well, this is going to be a really interesting show that we have to bring up because we're going to go back in history, Dom.
I figured we would.
We would go back in history and check out episode 1 and maybe check out some of the things that we brought up.
I've been saying it since week 2.
Since week 2, we've been saying it. That's right.
Ooh.
So we're looking forward to going back and checking out what actually the Mayhem did say and what everybody said. And just to still a joyous occasion to be here on Metrics and Mayhem. Happy to be back with you on episode 18, the Peyton Manning episode.
I missed you.
Missed you too, man. Missed your scent. I missed your underdog
Mr.
shirts.
Musk.
But we have we got a bunch of good stuff happening on Metrics and Mayhem right now. Some stuff in the off season, taking a little bit of time off, but we've gotten quite a bit of development happening on the website. We're going to start the blog up, so instead of putting the Facebook updates up, we'll be going through the blog and running everything through the site, which is a good deal.
Yep.
We are going to be releasing Dom's WNBA picks once the season starts up. And Dom, any kind of lead-in, any kind of off-season work that you're doing with the WNBA right now that you can let our listeners check out.
Those ladies are fierce, and they got me hooked on the Me Too movement.
And they got hooked on the Me Too
Yeah.
movement. You want to talk about the movement there, Dom?
Do you want to bet on the WNBA? Yes, me too.
Me too.
Me too. I want to bet on WNBA. Me too.
Oh, I love it.
That's the movement.
Not me also.
Not also the WNBA and also the NCAA women's tournament, which is my baby.
That is very much so. And any teams that you have, or do we still have a love for the Oregon State
Oregon
squad?
State, the Beavers.
Is that right?
Those juicy Beavers.
Okay.
Those Oregon State ladies with their Beavers.
And
the Beavers.
That's a situation where seeding doesn't really matter.
It does not.
I mean, I understand very much so. And also the UNLV.
Seed matter. Not seeding.
Seeding.
Not seed.
That we're looking to get here. So we've got that, which is good. The UNLV Runner Rebs, those ladies as well. I believe they're near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're no Beaver.
But they are no. That's correct.
No, they are no Beaver.
So we got a lot of great women's hoops coming up from the Mayhem. March Madness, you put a whole new spin on that with the women's bracket.
Yeah, the women's bracket's going to be fun. I'm going to put together a DraftKings women's bracket along with the regular men's bracket. I mean, we are an equal opportunity. We are a Title IX podcast.
We are a Title IX podcast for sure.
You know, so again, Me Too movement. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do the WNBA. Probably one a day, WNBA.
One a day, WNBA.
WNBA one a day. If they even play one a day. I don't even know.
Oh, they do. Very much so.
I mean, they're going to be on the period, so they may have to take time off. Well, me too.
Hey, now.
WNBA one a day, and we'll also do we'll also do the NCAA women's bracket as well.
Oh, it's tremendous. That's great work out of you.
Yeah, your time's up, right, Oprah?
That's it. That's tremendous. Along with all of the great action that Dom's going to be bringing to our ladies' hoops, we will be starting our golf challenge, which I am very much looking forward to. We're going to start it, I believe, with the Genesis Open. We're going to get through the Super Bowl and run our golf season up to the PGA Championship in August. We'll be doing that through DraftKings, just like we did with our weekly football pool. Mm-hmm. We'll start that bad boy up. We're going to do this one for a couple of shekels on this one.
Yes, a couple of shekels. Everybody put your picks in.
Yeah, pony up your pennies, and let's get that happening. So we'll get moving on that.
We're going to start with the Genesis. We're not going to go Waste Open this year?
No, I don't think
Waste Management?
we're not going to do Waste Management. We're going to roll out the Genesis. Let's get through this week.
Can I make a prediction for Waste Management?
By all means.
Ricky Fowler.
Ricky.
Put money on Ricky Fowler.
He's going to orange pants, orange shirt in the final round?
He may go purple.
He go purple. That's a pretty bold strategy.
Purple with the white shirt with the purple stripes.
Mm-hmm.
It's classic Ricky.
All right,
That's
I like
my boy.
So we do have a golf challenge coming up, which we are very excited about releasing. We've got
Genesis is the one. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
Genesis is the one that Tiger's going to be playing in, right?
Tiger is playing. He played this past week too. He
that's
made the cut.
The weekend of my birthday, I think. The Genesis Open.
Yeah, you
February
are the 15th. Yeah. So that'll be coming up.
Yeah.
And
Tiger.
what are your thoughts on Tiger?
Tiger's back.
You're a Tiger fan?
I've been a Tiger fan my entire life.
Really?
Tiger's the GOAT.
Is that right? He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, it's kind of
listen, Arnie wouldn't have been the GOAT if they allowed like black guys to play back then.
Mhm.
It's the whole Babe Ruth argument.
Okay.
Is Babe Ruth the best player in baseball? No, he's absolutely not. He didn't get to play against Latinos. He didn't get to play against black guys.
Okay.
So no. So Tiger is the GOAT.
So if you got, while we're on this golf thing right now, I think golf's in a really good place. You've got great young athletes, very likable athletes in this field right now. And
Some of the little babies, though. Like Jason Day, he's such a little
Jason
twerp.
Day, yeah, you're right with that.
He's a twerp.
He is. It's the Australian coming out. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's such a little bitch.
So give me, looking down the road, which of these, your Jason Day, your Dustin Johnson, Jordy Pants, which of these guys is going to take off? Ricky even?
John Rahm.
John Rahm.
Justin Thomas. The
Justin
youth
Thomas had a good
movement.
year.
The youth movement, these guys. But here's the thing. They're like you saw John Rahm, and he had a bunch of success last year. He had probably the worst debut ever at Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't heard from him in a while.
Yep.
So mentally, these kids are good, but mentally, I think they're fragile.
Okay.
Which is why I like a guy like Dustin Johnson.
Like a guy like Tiger Woods who's gotten a 9-iron thrown at his forehead. He's seen both
listen,
sides of love.
Listen, the reason why Tiger was so good is because everybody else saw the red and buckled. Tiger just, like, if you notice a lot of Tiger's fourth rounds, like, they're decent rounds, but they're not like you shot like 6, 7 under.
Yeah, right.
Everybody else saw that red and they're like, oh my God.
Just consistent
It's like
play.
seeing the pinstripes, if you know what I mean.
Seeing the pinstripes. Seeing the pinstripes.
Seeing the pinstripes.
All right, fair
That's
enough.
why people can't play in Yankee Stadium. They see the pinstripes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that I think it's good for the game to have Tiger Woods back into it.
He is golf.
He is golf. I have to agree. Greatest golfer of all time, no doubt about it. I'm with you on that. I would like to see Jordy Pants take it to the next level. I think Dustin's a flash in the pan. I don't think Dustin has the staying power, in my opinion.
The guy was doing cocaine off Paulina Gretzky's butt.
That's right.
So, and he's still winning tournaments. So he's got staying power in my eyes.
That's a whole different kind of look that we're having to deal with there. But we do have some golf coming up down the road. I've got some articles printed out that we're going to get to. Baseball's right around the corner. Dom, before we get to any of this stuff,
Sure.
I was blown away the other day in our group message. You sent a little post out. You said you were at the WWE Royal Rumble. And not only did you say it, but you also sent a picture from your seat at the stadium. Dom, this is something I'm going to need a little bit of intel on. Give me the WWE shakedown. What's the deal with the WWE?
Listen, the WWE is a shell of itself, but still sometimes there's
It's a shell of itself.
Well, they were bought by Disney.
Okay.
So they had to PG the shit out of it.
Ah, okay.
So no more driving beer trucks by Stone Cold and spraying everybody in the stands. No more of that.
Okay.
No more bikini matches from the ladies. They're actually wrestlers now, which is good because they're actually good wrestlers.
Okay.
Me too. Hashtag me too. Hashtag time's up. So, but yeah, the WWE. I mean, there's some entertaining people, but they're for most part the WWE's a shell of itself.
Okay.
But it's still fun to go to something like the Royal Rumble. And you see the drama, and you get some. We saw some of the older, the pioneer women. It was their first ever women's Royal Rumble.
Is that right?
First ever 30 women Royal Rumble. Just like the men. Hashtag me too.
Yeah. Is this like Queen Elizabeth we're talking about? We're going back to Macho Man.
We're going back. And big Asian movement in the WWE right now because
is that right?
The men, a Japanese guy named Shinsuke Nakamura, he won the men, and the women, a woman named Asuka.
Is that right?
Japanese woman won that too.
Look at
but
that.
Nobody cared because Ronda Rousey
Uh-huh.
came strutting her little
Yeah, I
blonde
saw
bull
that.
ass out there,
And how'd that go
just
over?
shaking it,
Yeah.
and gave that little stare that she does.
Yeah, a little bit. Was that the same with the Holly Holm black eye stare, or was that a different one? Yeah, a little bit, right?
Her
So
face wasn't
Ronda
shifting.
makes an appearance. What do you think Ronda gets for an appearance at a WWE event like that?
She's full contract now. She's a full-time WWE wrestler now.
Is she really?
Yes, she is. She signed a full contract.
Wow.
It's not one of these. Now it's funny.
Was that released at WWE?
It was released right after.
That
she
Disney,
signed.
they can write a film.
She signed a full contract. It's not one of these like we'll do an appearance once, twice a year. It's she's going to be there every day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's a wrestler now.
Very interesting.
Her, John Cena.
You got to pay double for that kind of
Gotta pay
action
double, yeah.
with John Cena involved. Did you have a good time?
Oh, it was a blast.
Is that right?
Yeah, we were in the
Who'd you go
suite.
with?
I went with my buddy Nick
Okay.
Giambanis. He's from the town.
Okay.
Married to my friend Jamie.
Okay.
Big wrestling guy. He's really into it.
Okay.
I'm more of a casual fan.
Casual
he's
fan?
into it. But
Meaning
yeah,
you did it when you were 10 years old, then just kind of stuck with it? Or?
funny you say. When I was 10 years old, me and a couple guys, we used to actually jump off houses and through tables and hit each other with chairs and shit. We used to do our own backyard wrestling back when it was big. But that was 10.
Uh-huh. Well, but you've grown up, you know. You've
Somewhat.
evolved.
I've evolved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a
So,
very long process, but
Now
you've evolved.
we jump off cars.
Yes, right. It's a little bit safer, but still gives you that thrill
Yep.
nonetheless.
So WWE was entertaining.
That's very interesting. Now, any kind of handicapping going on for the WWE Royal Rumble? Any kind of odds being laid out for the gambling folk out there?
If you took the field against the Japs,
Who would have been the favorite? Who was the favorite at WWE Royal Rumble? Who's the truck? Who's rolling it out there?
I don't know. John Cena, but
Was John involved?
Yeah, he was involved.
Okay.
He was involved, but he got knocked out. Braun Strowman. He's a big hulking son. He's like 7 foot, 480 pounds. And he can do backflips.
Whoa,
Yeah,
really?
he's a big son of a bitch.
Wow.
And he's in shape.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
7'4", and in shape.
Yeah, he looks intimidating.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it looks like the Japanese.
And how big was the Japanese dude?
About 5'3". No, he's about 6 foot, about 180 pounds.
6 foot, 180
Yeah.
takes down Goliath.
Yep.
I would not have seen that happening. All right. Well, we've got. I'm going to save the earlier podcast for later. I know it's near and dear to your heart, Dom, but we've got some huge football news this
We
week,
do.
right? Las
You
Vegas,
like that? You like that?
Las Vegas expecting the Crimson Tide to defend their title this year, next year in college football, Dom. That is hot off the press.
Is it?
Alabama rolls out as a 3-1 favorite to win the NCAA football playoff championship, with the Georgia Bulldogs at 9-2, Clemson at 6-1, and Ohio State the top 4 favorite in there. How about Chip Kelly, Dom? He starts out at UCLA this next year, opens up at 100-1 dog to win the national championship. What do you think of 100-1 on Chip Kelly? First year at UCLA.
I think it should be even more.
Even more.
I think it should be a 500-1 dog.
Is that right? So
I
Chip Kelly
think
gets rolled.
He gets rolled.
All right.
Let's be honest.
Scott.
Chip Kelly may not even be the best team in that state,
I agree.
in that northern part of the state.
Chip Kelly's got a
Southern
lot of work
part,
to
yeah.
do, without a doubt. Scott Frost, the coach at UCF, who just took the Nebraska job, got some odds at 200-1. Lane, the Lane train. Are you a Lane Kiffin fan? Or you're not a Lane Kiffin fan, right?
He's a
All right.
clown.
Yeah. Well, Lane is 500-1 at Florida Atlantic, but the Tide expecting to come out as the favorites in the college football market
That
this
sounds
year.
about right.
How about this one?
They got Tua Bajabiamila, right?
They have who?
The quarterback.
Oh, Tom Tuiagliovolia or whatever it was.
Yeah.
How about the Stones on Saban? Down to the
Listen,
championship, go to the South.
Let me go to that kid.
Go ahead.
And I mean, this is why I love Saban. Because he's not afraid to say, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with somebody else.
Okay.
You don't see that a lot. And I love it.
So what do you do next year?
You go with that.
You go with the Southpaw, the kid who won you the game, or
Jalen
you
Mills.
go with Jalen Hurts?
Or Hurts, yeah. Sorry, Jalen Mills.
It's all good. That's a whole other
I
discussion.
got Eagles on the
You
brain.
got Eagle fever.
Jalen Hurts, he better transfer to like Kentucky at some point
Yeah.
or somewhere. He's out. He's gone.
He's gone. That's a very interesting thing. Can you imagine that, man? Just being the quarterback, you get pulled halfway through, they come back and win, and then your whole career is
done.
screwed. You're done.
Yeah. Well, it happened in Ohio State a couple with like JT Barrett and that whole threesome.
Yeah.
You know, and where the kid did.
Oh my God.
Who was the one that kid that transferred?
I
Was
know. I'm blanking on his name.
Cordell Jones or something.
Cardell Jones.
Cardell
Cardell
Jones,
Jones.
yeah.
That's it. Americans are expected, and I guess I don't know why they single it out to Americans, but from the ESPN Chalk article here, Americans expected to wager $4.76 billion.
Sorry, honey.
$4.76 billion on the Super Bowl. Since Nevada took tracking on the betting in the Super Bowl in 1991, Sportsbook have come out ahead in 25 of the 27 games. Sportsbooks are up $173 million on the Super Bowl by itself during that span.
That's how they build those big buildings.
Only 2 losses came in 95 when the 49ers beat the Chargers and when the Giants beat the Patriots in 2008.
Well, that makes sense.
So those are the only 2 beats that they took. Casinos are up 25 out of 27 games. Dom, the New England Patriots opened up as a 6.5-point favorite, dropped down to 4.5-point favorite over the Philadelphia Eagles. So
I got him at 5.5.
you have them at 5.5.
I locked it in at 5.5.
So you got on it a little early, which is very, very good. And do you think that's a fair line?
No,
You don't. What would you have set the line at on that game?
3.
As just a pure field
Just
goal
a
game?
pure field goal game.
Very interesting.
I mean, let's be honest. You give Tom Brady the edge because he's Tom Brady and we have Nick Foles.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that you open the line at 6.5, that's shitting on our defense.
I agree.
That's just
But you don't think that Tom Terrific deserves that kind of edge?
Not against this defense.
Not against this defense. You are eagled up, man.
No.
My goodness.
I mean, look at all the Super Bowls aside from last year. I mean, which was a overtime win
Mm-hmm.
that the Patriots have played in. It's been a field goal game, less than a 4-point margin.
They've been playing close games in the Super Bowl.
So that's saying if you're starting the line at 6.5, that means that this will be the first time the Patriots win by a touchdown.
I think we're on opposite sides of
A
the Super Bowl.
40-year-old Tom Brady. This will be the first year against the defense like the Philadelphia Eagles is going to win by a touchdown the first time.
I hope not for your sake, but I think we disagree on this game. But let's get to the Super Bowl stuff at the end, and let's play back what I'd like to do from our first episode, from our maiden voyage.
Let's go.
I'm going to play back some clips here. I have them time-stamped, so we don't take up too much time. But right here, we are, this is you.
This is me.
Pontificating, as you normally do, on some of your opening thoughts about the NFL season. So here we are. So Dom has not heard any of these yet.
No, I can't remember. I can't. If somebody walked around in one day with me with just a recording, I would not even be able to tell you, like, I said that?
You're
Cool.
Well, that's
Yeah.
one of the beautiful things about all the technology we have set up, because you can't take some of this stuff back. And there are some good ones and some bad ones in here, but let's just take it away.
Take it all back.
All right, here we go.
To our futures look of the 2017 NFL
The
season.
future looks great for the Philadelphia Eagles, I might add.
Is that
So,
Is that right?
Do not agree
am
with that.
on the Wentz wagon.
Wow, really? All right, that's
Years
interesting.
past, I was on the Kevin Keith Cobb train, the KKK train,
That's it.
which I hated. I couldn't stand him. Our good friend Napoleon Dynamite, Nicky Foles, couldn't stand him either.
What
but
didn't you like about a Nicky Foles?
His face.
Boom. There it is right there.
His face.
His face.
Still hate his face.
So Dom coming out strong early in the
Loving
year.
him.
Loving the Philadelphia Eagles. All aboard the Wentz wagon, too.
Well, I mean, he would have been the MVP.
There's no doubt he would have been the MVP. That was a great
There's
call.
a lot of wagons that I'm a part of.
Is that, yeah.
I'm a part of the Wentz wagon.
Mhm.
I'm a part of the Rick Keel
The Rick
bandwagon.
Ankiel
Remember that?
bandwagon.
Yeah.
I
So, I
haven't
mean,
forget.
let's...
The sixth greatest baseball player of all time. I think on your last list.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson, Carl Yastrzemski, Rick Ankiel.
Three. There
Three,
he is.
he's
Three.
three.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. So Rick moving up the list right there, but Dom coming out shooting bullets at a $1.49 into the first podcast, saying that the Eagles were going to have a decent year, and
Yep.
I think that is a fair statement. And there was a little bit of breaking up in the background with me saying something about
Something
that.
about you didn't just you
Something-
disagreed.
It was tough to hear the audio in
Okay.
the back, so we have to work on the microphone.
Yeah, next time get that squared
We'll
away.
talk to our people in the technology department. I have the AFC broken down for today. So we'll do the AFC predictions today. In our next podcast, we're going to do the NFC predictions. But here is the AFC East predictions coming out from Metrics and Mayhem on
the
win
listeners
totals.
out there.
over
Win
and under.
totals, our
And
futures
I
bets.
am going to pick an over
All right, let's hear an
in
over.
the AFC East, and I am bucking trends here. Usually, when a 40-year-old quarterback hits 40, they fall off a cliff.
I like where this is going.
Not Tommy Big Time.
Not Tommy Big Time.
Tommy
huh?
Big Time is not only going to win a Super Bowl this year. I'm calling it now.
Whoops.
He's winning a Super Bowl this year.
What?
You get a good number on that right now.
Barring any kind of catastrophic old man.
He's going to get hurt in the Super Bowl.
This man will actually hit over 12.5.
Oh,
12 and
that's
a half is the
perfect.
total right now.
So I take the over on that, ladies and gentlemen. You take that over too.
12 and a half.
It's a lock.
That's a
okay,
hit.
So
That's
right
a
now,
lock.
12 and a half. You're paying a little bit of juice on that at 108. And the metrics actually agree on that over. That's our over.
We are going to
pick
agree
of
on
the
that.
AFC
We
East
are
at
good.
12.5.
All right, so fast forwarding that. So we both hit on New England.
We both hit on New England.
There wasn't anything really funny to talk about, but we both took the Jets as an under, which was a loss for us. So
It was.
We go 1-1 in the AFC East. We're going to fast forward now to the AFC North.
Oh, this is my favorite bet.
Black
This
and
was
blue division.
this was my favorite bet.
All right, here it comes. Let's work our way
Proverbial
there.
pick every year is the Steelers, but you know what? I'm going with the Ravens.
Going with the Ravens.
The
I am going with the
Ravens.
Baltimore
Wow.
Ravens to win 10 games.
Almost.
10 games.
Their
Where are we at?
over-under is 8.5.
9 and
They're
7.
gonna win
9 and
10.
7.
Why
Not
do you
bad.
see it?
And they lost against
Because I
Cincinnati
saw
in
Yes.
the
Joe
last
Flacco
game.
and all
That they
that.
needed.
That they needed to get into the playoffs.
He shows up at a Bed Bath & Beyond, and from that point on, you've been hooked.
He
That-
was eating the Knicks sandwich, and I swear to God, he just winked at me.
Is that right? Okay.
You're talking about
It could've
Joe
been
Flacco.
Maybe an onion in his eye, but whatever it was, he's the apple of your eye this year and an over. We actually had that one as an under. It's not our play.
Doesn't count.
We
Doesn't
are
count
gonna go
over there for the
with, the chalk in that division. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who I
Pittsburgh
think is the
Steelers,
second best team in football.
As an over.
Was that was that a win?
That was a win for both of us.
Okay.
You were over 8.5 on Baltimore. I'm over 10.5 on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 13-3 this year.
Quick question.
Go.
Joe Flacco, elite?
No.
I don't know.
Ah.
Elite? Possibly. Carried that team.
Elite. How many? Elite
We'll move on. We'll move on.
Let's move on.
Let's move
okay,
on.
because that's another discussion. Dom goes under on the Bengals at
Yeah.
8.5, which was a 7-9 season for them. So Dom hits on that.
Smart.
Metrics go under on the Cleveland Brownies, under 4.5 wins. They didn't do too bad.
That was
this
a
year.
lock.
It was a lock. Hey, and I liked your message today. The Happy Hugh
Yeah,
Jackson.
happy Hugh Jackson, everybody. Happy Hugh Jackson Day. 131.
131, one win.
1 win, 31
31 losses. Happy Hugh Jackson
Happy
Day.
Hugh Jackson Day.
A division that did not bode well, and there's quite a bit of audio to capture from this one. This is the AFC South.
Ooh.
So why don't we go back and play some of the history from here? I'm going to start at the 10:15 mark.
Yeah, let me punt to you. I'm gonna hand the ball back.
And
I'm
maybe
gonna
it's because
defer.
I started.
that's me.
which
I'm
is
gonna
the
give it back
problem.
to you. I gotta think about this one for a second.
So our over here at the metrics, one team that we absolutely love this year will be those Indianapolis Colts.
Wow.
Here on the sheet that I have printed out for whatever reason, but we have a
Terrible.
win total of 8.5 for the
When
Indianapolis
you took
Colts.
the
We're gonna go
Indianapolis
over
Colts
that,
8.5.
this year. Look, Houston Texans had a great year last year, but my goodness, they could not have been any luckier. They won 7 games.
All right, so that was our theory behind the Indianapolis Colts over 8.5 wins. They ended up with a strong 4-12
Yes, they
and not
did.
seeing Andy Luck one bit this year.
Is he done? Is he cooked?
If he's not cooked, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Redskins take a chance on him after they botched the Alex Smith thing. But
Yeah.
which how do you do that?
Well,
if you're
I
Washington?
hold on. I pulled up. I sent you this.
Oh, if you did, I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, you didn't see it. I sent the crew a text message,
Okay.
and it was breaking down that trade, and it was here. It is, and I'm going to show it to the. See if anybody can.
out there.
So look at that, age. So we'll read it off. Age between Kirk Cousins and Alex Smith. Kirk is 29. Alex is 33.
Okay.
4,000-yard seasons. Kirk has 3. Alex has 1.
Okay.
Total TD passes in the last 3 seasons. Kirk has 81. Alex Smith has 61. And it said the Redskins just traded for an older quarterback who isn't even as good as their current quarterback.
Wow.
And that's the goddamn truth.
What is the deal in Washington? What a terrible front office, man. They're just a mess up there. And thankfully, they're in the NFC East, which is making things a lot easier for us.
Sure, let's lock up 2 wins for that.
We're all about that. All right, let's move forward to Dom's pick in the AFC
Aggressive
South.
year for the Texans.
And
Deshaun Watson
Yep.
may be a nice player, but definitely not the chalk of the division. I like the Indianapolis Colts to
Coming up to you
win
right
the
now.
AFC South and get over that 8-win hurdle.
And this is where the mayhem comes in
I like to hear it.
because
listen to
I
the
love
analysis.
the Houston Texans at 8.5, and I think it's just
God.
because you don't like black quarterbacks.
Oh, maybe that's it. I'm a big Geno Smith fan.
Big Geno Smith. I
Love
know.
Doug Williams. Love everything that he did for the
I know
Steelers.
Achilles Smith was one of your
Oh, that's
favorite
right. The
plays too.
pride.
You
Oh,
got to
big
let this go
Achilles.
because I got to give
Let
you
it
credit.
go.
Wait,
Let it
did
go.
anybody throw a deep ball like Jeff Blake?
Maybe Jamarcus Russell, but
Oh, stop it.
he's
That's
throwing.
LSU.
He's
Jamarcus
throwing
Russell
groceries.
could be in the
LSU
XFL
hate,
coming
I
up.
won't take it
This
here
is true.
So
on the
yeah,
Metrics and Mayhem podcast.
the Houston Texans 8.5. I feel like the unknown in Deshaun Watson is going to get them at least 3 wins. At least 3 wins. At the end of the fourth quarter, he's going to start running around. They're going to play prevent defense. and they're going to come back in a lot of games, and they're going to win 9
Right.
games this year.
I don't.
And they were on pace.
And there's no doubt that they were on pace for
They
that.
were on pace.
So it does, you know what? I wasn't able to change it from a loss to a win, but I will give you 100% credit. You did call that. It was a great call out of you. You picked him up. You rode him in the Dope Pie Fantasy Football League as well.
Yeah.
But it does not pan out for Dom
Yep.
with 8.5.
Sometimes injuries happen. That's why they call it gambling.
This is true. So we're going to fast forward from there. That was we both lose on the over in that
Yep.
division. And we're going to fast forward to the unders. We got to take that to the 12-20 mark up here. And this is the metrics.
Here's an under that I don't think you're going to like all that much there, Mayhem. How about 6.5? We're going to go under that for the Jacksonville Jaguars because
Ugh.
Blake Bortles is trash. We are not a fan of the Jaguars this year, although the betting market seems to love. the
So at least
Jaguars
we
early in
acknowledge the
preseason.
metrics.
They opened up at 5. I remember seeing that. It's up to 6.5 right now. Plus 130 on the 6.5 under. I'll take that juice on that side and go under.
That's what we call
on
a
the
loss,
Jags.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't really care too much about the pluses and minuses there. That's not my forte. I just look at teams and I can tell that the Jacksonville Jaguar are trash.
Right.
They are garbage. Blake Bortles, love him. Great fantasy quarterback. Won me a fantasy title
That's
2
right.
years
I
ago.
remember that.
You know, all fourth
That's
quarter
fateful night.
comebacks. I love him. I love him for that. But he's not going to win you games. He is.
Nope, he's just going to get you to the
Nope.
AFC Championship game, and that's all he's going to
That
do.
defense did
That
it. It wasn't
defense did
Blake.
it. Oh, Blake the Snake. He puts up 44
Yeah.
against Pittsburgh, and it's not him.
Whoops.
Terrible. All right, so that's a miss right there.
It's swing and a miss.
Let's do our last division right now and get this in. And Jeff's coming in with a key
Total,
stat.
yeah, total interceptions. I get it.
Oh, okay.
I get it.
So Jeff, of course, as always, coming through with the education and the wisdom. We appreciate you very much.
Well, see, Jeff's the kind of guy we can make 12 good stats in a row, and Jeff be like, "You forgot one."
That's right. But as you said in your text, you ain't wrong. That Bill Belichick
Ain't
thing,
wrong.
the Bill Belichick thing's great. What's different about the Super Bowl? That's in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
That's awesome.
Okay, you ain't wrong.
AFC West predictions.
I'm done.
He
I'm not
does.
playing with these crappy quarterbacks anymore.
Okay.
And I think the Denver Broncos win just 8 games.
And just 8 games.
Denver
My
Broncos
God,
under.
we should have done some homework before this because I completely agree. I think
No,
this is a
There it is.
Yeah, I
We're
even have a
both
circle.
under.
You can't prove yours.
Which
I
are
got mine
hits.
circled right
Yeah.
here. The Denver Broncos under 8.5. Man, and if you take a look, not that I've done much research on this, but their schedule is just brutal.
All right, lots of
Yep.
analysis from the metrics, just proving what the mayhem just comes up with at the spur of the moment.
Spur of the moment.
That's the way it works as always. Let's move forward. We've got an over to get to, and let's get that bad boy rolling right now.
Probably
So this is our over
dominated
from
in
the
3 hours
AFC
before,
West.
That kind of guy. I like
Love
that.
Wade Phillips. He looks like the grandpa I never had.
All right, speaking of grandfather we never had, why don't we roll this into an over in the AFC West? Any thoughts over there?
Yeah, I actually do have an over, and it's going to shock everyone.
Everyone.
I'm
Everyone,
going to take the
even
Los
me.
Angeles
Oh,
Rams.
my God.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Well, the Rams would be in the NFC.
Yeah,
You
they-
think
yeah,
about
the
the
NFC.
Chargers, you mean?
I'm sorry. You know what? This is why I don't prepare.
This is mayhem.
This is why I don't prepare. I am going to take the Los Angeles Chargers
Too many Los Angeles teams got me
as
confused.
the over.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Chargers
And
over.
The metrics also have the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, we don't.
So we're in
I don't
together
know.
on it. So we both go 5-3.
5-3
on
futures bets.
AFC futures, which is going to be currency. But there is one little stretch of audio here that I think that you should check out.
Okay, what is that?
This is some analysis. We were getting into, we were going over our Chargers play, and you had asked me why I had selected the Chargers, back and forth. And
Sure.
you had some thoughts on Phillip Rivers. So here we go.
Loves unprotected sex.
Oh, my God. I am not a
So
Phillip
many
Rivers fan
kids.
at all.
So many kids.
He does.
He has to keep
He
it.
loves
I do
unprotected
like the move of
sex.
Gus Bradley going to Los Angeles. I think that Joey Bosa has a very improved season going to the 4-3. They played in the 3-4 last year. So I think for all of those reasons, I think it's going to be a really tight division. I do like the Chargers to go over 7.5 wins. Again, meaning nothing to you
What, like an 8?
at minus 150.
Philip Rivers is officially the Antonio Cromartie of the AFC.
Boom.
Nicely done.
And that's it right there, ladies
I
and
think
gentlemen.
I'm going to get a Philip Rivers jersey at some point.
Well, there's going to be plenty of them going around because
But
all the kids are going to be wearing them.
5-3.
5-3 is
5-3 on the futures. Yeah.
Not too bad.
If you would have bet $1 million,
$1 million on every single
you'd
one.
be up about $1.25 million.
Yeah, $1.25 million, somewhere around
Somewhere
there.
in there. So that's free money. That's kids' education. You just got to have the balls to stay with us.
Not bad, and that's what we can bring to you. So, not a bad start to the AFC futures. We'll have the NFC ones up for you next.
Yep.
And Dom, I think we just roll it out right now. Let's start talking some Super Bowl, man.
I can't remember being this like I wasn't this excited in 2004.
Where did you watch the game in 2004? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. I was at a friend's house in college.
Okay.
It was just there was probably about 30 of us packed into a living room
Okay.
in college, and it smelled, and there was beer everywhere.
Okay.
It was,
Are you a fan of watching the game around that many other people?
I'll probably be doing it again this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you enjoy it, or is it
yeah.
more obligation? Okay.
I love the camaraderie of like the hand slaps and they
Yep.
do something good. Everybody screaming, yell at the TV, and then you get to witness if somebody goes off the rails.
Okay.
Somebody gets so mad that they pick up a TV and throw it.
You like being there for that.
I want to watch it. I want to witness it. It's not going to be me, but I want to witness it.
So you're totally in control, but you like being around people that they might just lose control.
They might just lose it.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds like you're on the opposite side.
I am on the opposite side. I don't prefer.
Not
to watch
surprising.
The game. No,
No.
one bit. But this is all good. I feel like I could watch a game with you, but you would be that person for me that I just wouldn't be sure if this game gets out of hand that someone or something is going to get thrown in a position that I might not be able to help. And that's the biggest thing.
Gotcha.
You're,
Okay.
you're always thinking with that head. How can I help? And I don't know, because if you throw me, I'm sensitive. I'm soft.
I'm throwing you through the TV.
Through the TV, just a lot happening down
Yeah.
there. I just don't know if I can deal with it. And then we got the kid's spaceship over there that I want to break too. So
Oh, that's
the whole
cute.
thing.
Look at that. It's got a little Saturn on it and everything.
So you are watching with a big crew of people, 30
crew of
people.
Yep.
We have a big sheet over here of prop bets.
Yes, we do.
That are listed out. And there's over 400 prop bets going on for the Super Bowl right now. Anything that you're looking into possibly, aside from the game, because we know you're already on the game right now, but anything that you are taking a look at or any angles that you might have on this game?
Well, there's for prop bets. You want to go on the fun prop bets, or do you want to go on?
We can do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
let's go to the prop bets right now. Then we'll go on the quarter bets and then the actual Super Bowl one.
Okay, start calling some stuff
I
up.
personally am a big fan of the over/under for the national anthem. That's a big prop bet.
Okay.
Pink, I think, is Pink singing it this year?
Yes, Pink is singing the national anthem.
Yeah, and with this Me Too movement, hashtag Me Too, hashtag Time's Up, hashtag Oprah. I think that she is going to make a statement,
Is that right?
and I think that national anthem is going to go way over.
Okay.
It's
Very
going to go
interesting.
way over. Now, the national anthem.
That's some insight right there.
Yeah, hashtag
That's
Me-
talking hockey,
hashtag
people.
Me Too. I don't know if it's on here. I don't know if it's on here as far as the national anthem because I'm going to keep looking.
Anthem time
Anthem
is
time,
usually around
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes, maybe 10, 15 seconds, somewhere
No,
around
no, no. It's 2 minutes. It's like 2 minutes or like 150.
You have 2 minutes flat?
I think it's like 2 minutes, 158. Jeff, if you can do some fact checking for me,
That would be very helpful.
Can you find out what the over under is on time for the national anthem?
So here's a fun fact about the national anthems. The Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl. I had a little bit of, we could call it information.
On Aretha?
On that. No, it wasn't Aretha. It was, I'd rather not say the performer. You could look it up, but I don't want to, announce it online. But I happen to know the gentleman who wrote the arrangement that she sang.
Oh, is that right?
That is right. So I had a little bit of an inside lead as to what the
And
time
you
was.
didn't tell your friends.
That's not that. Here's the deal, though. You have to figure out when they determine whether it's done. Because in the home of the Brave, if they hit Brave, maybe that's the cut, or if it's how long she holds Brave.
It's how long she holds Brave.
Well, not every sports book went on that. Because the way the arrangement was written, it was right on the number, man. It was right there. And some books gave you the over because she held out the Brave, and
Yeah,
other ones cut it
others-
off. Oh, yeah. So you got to be
Okay.
real careful about the arrangement. But they put that right on the number, mapped out to a T.
I gotta see if my guy has the over under for that time.
I was looking on that because I'm on that site now, too. I didn't see any prop
I didn't
bets up
see- yeah, I
there.
didn't
Like
see-
some quarter ones up, but none of that
I
stuff.
think the prop bets will come out probably closer to the game.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I'm a big guy on the national anthem and the coin toss. Those are my two biggies.
The coin toss.
Coin toss, yeah.
That's great. Now, where are you going coin toss wise?
I'm pretty. I think one more. I mean, everybody says tails never fails, but I don't like being told what to do, so I go heads.
You're going heads, huh?
Yeah, I say we write these down.
Well, we got the video.
I say
I'm
we
recording
write these
it.
down.
You want to write them
So
down? Okay.
I say coin lands on heads is Dom.
I gladly take tails.
Okay, Earl gets tails.
Here we go.
Will the Eagles win the coin toss?
No. And that is going to fuck everything up, man.
And I say the Eagles do.
Here we are.
So,
The
Earl.
battle begins.
So Earl says the Patriots. Dom says the Eagles. Okay. We'll just keep those two, just like that.
All right.
So what about you? As far as prop bets, which ones are you?
Well, something that I would do if I were a betting man, which maybe I am, I might be inclined to take the Eagles. But instead of playing the Eagles, I think I'm looking at Nick Foles as an MVP to win it. You're getting better money. If the Eagles are going to win this game, I have to think that Nick Foles is going to be the MVP of the team. Instead of paying for the 5.5 points, if I'm going to take him outright, you get him outright at like plus 180, plus 90. You play Nick Foles to win the MVP. He's plus 300 right now. You're getting more bang for your buck on that one. So
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's one angle to take. I happen to like the Patriots in this game. I do think that New England is going to win this game. And I think that the Eagles will be up early in this game. And what scares me about this game is that guy number 12 on New England. I am scared to death of him. I'm an Eagles fan, Dom. You know I'm an Eagles fan. I want them to win. Offensive line play and defensive line play all favors the Eagles, without a doubt. Coaching right now, Doug's had a great year. Doug Marrone had a great year. But there is something about a Belichick adjustment. I would love to take a number on the New England second half. Give me an over in the third quarter. I think whoever wins the coin toss is going to defer. And I think that's a crucial possession, second half. So I might take a third quarter over. I think I go New England over in the second half. And I do. I think that Doug will struggle in the second half to score on this team.
How dare you?
A Patriots team that their defense hasn't been as bad as advertised. I think they're getting a lot of bad play, a lot of bad press. And I hope that I am wrong, but I am Tom Terrific. I will lay the 4.5 points. I do think the game goes under as well. I'm going to go, I hate to say it, but I'm going 27-17 New England in this one.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
But I give you a platform to totally go for it. So you know my perspective right now.
Not only do I think the Eagles are going to win, but I think the Eagles are going to win by close to almost 10 points.
Really?
Really. You said it in your argument. The Eagles will have the better offensive and defensive line. You just said it.
That's your argument.
You mean to tell me if you lose the battle, if you win the battle in the trenches, you're going to lose the game?
No. Well, yes, I'll answer it that way. You will lose the game 99 times out of 100. I see the Sterling Shepard factor is what scares me with this team. I think the offensive line play from New England cannot handle our defensive line. But it's going to take 3 seconds to get to Brady, and the ball is not going to be in his hands. The 3-yard out across the middle that our linebackers have to cover. What are you going to put, Nigel Bradham on Danny Amendola or Chris Hogan? I can't see it. It's Brandon Cooks is not going to have a big game. Gronk, they're going to high-low all day. He's not going to be a factor in this game. But Amendola, Hogan, scare the death out of
Is
me.
Hogan playing?
What's that?
Hogan playing?
Hogan's playing.
Okay.
But even if not, just give me Amendola. Amendola scares the lights out
So why
of me
don't you
in this game.
choose Amendola as your Super Bowl MVP?
Not as an MVP, but I would be curious once the further props come out about receptions and yards for
I
him.
mean, if you think he's going to be, what is he right now? Amendola.
Well, Tom would get it.
He's plus 1,000.
Yeah, but Tom would get it over Danny Amendola if he has a huge game. I still think you're giving it to Tom.
Tom's minus
He's
200.
-2. Yeah, I mean, there's no value in that.
Yeah.
But I do. I see a guy like Amendola just ripping this Eagles team apart. Because who's going to cover him? Jalen Mills? No. Patrick Robinson? No. Absolutely not.
Tom?
That's my game plan as I'm going in.
Okay. Tom Brady's going to be on his back. Tom Brady's going to be on his back pretty much.
You're going over on sacks?
How many? What's a prop bet for sacks?
I don't know. It's got to be in there. Here, you make your point.
Yeah.
Let me look for the sacks.
All right. So this is my thought, and I'm a big proponent of the offensive and defensive line. You need to build your offensive defensive line to be champions in football, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles have the better defensive line. That offensive line is going to be making Tom Brady move back and side to side all day long.
Total quarterback sacks in the game. Let me ask you, Dom, what would you like to see the number at?
I would imagine probably 1.5.
4.5 is
Four.
the over-under right now. Total sacks in the game.
Oh, total sacks total. in the game.
Both teams added together. 4.5 is -130. Under 4.5 is even money.
I'm going to go over on that.
I'll take the under.
I'm going to go over on that. So where is that? Sacks?
Oh, no, because Nicky. That's interesting.
I'm going over.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, total shooting sack over. So Dom is going over. You're going under.
Yes, I'll go under.
See, I think Nicky's going to account for at least 2 sacks because he holds a ball.
Yes.
He holds a ball forever. Well, sometimes that's good for him, and sometimes it's not. But Nicky holds the ball forever. He's probably going to get 2 sacks. I think they're going to at least get to Brady at least 3 times.
I would take that bet with you right there. So you say Eagles get to Brady 3. You go 3.5. Are we putting it at 3.5? The Eagles get 3. Eagles get 4 sacks, or the Eagles get 3 sacks.
I said the Eagles get 3 sacks.
So
we're
2.5. I'll take the under on that. So
Okay,
let's do our
okay.
little prop bet
so
on that.
Earl, Brady sacks, 2.5.
Yes, I'll take the under on that. The ball's out of Tom's hands.
So you're taking the under, and Dom said the over.
And then we also got to
So-
put on the overall game. Let's get that one in too.
Overall game, I think the Eagles score 2 touchdowns, kick 3 field goals. Do the math.
23.
23 points. I think the Patriots score 1 touchdown, 3 field goals. What's that?
So we're in agreement on that's 16, right?
So 23-16.
So we're in agreement on the under.
23-16 Eagles.
Okay.
I think that's what's going to be. I just don't think that Tom Brady's not going to like playing against the Eagles,
Okay.
and they are going to pressure him from the opening bell, and it's going to take their toll in the when he gets to the 3rd and 4th quarter. He's going to be so banged up by that point that he's not going to be the Tom Brady we're used to seeing.
What are your thoughts on the underdog? Just the whole vibe of wearing the hats, wearing the dog masks, all that stuff. Do you still feel like it has a lot of merit?
For us, yes. For the players, now.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it seems like the players are rallying around it, which is nice. But I think still their talent is still what's going to be the reason why we win.
Would you ever pay the $12.50 to go see a Super Bowl?
$1,250?
Yeah, $12.50 a ticket. Would you pay $12.50 to go to see a Super Bowl in Minnesota?
Not Minnesota.
Okay, but you would pay a $12.50 ticket,
If the Eagles are there, and
like a Jacksonville
yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, if they were somewhere nice, somewhere down south, and it was $12.50. If it's $12.50,
Yeah.
which is I think that's on a really low end.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you're sitting up high.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd pay the $12.50 if I had somebody to go with.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Would
interesting.
you?
I don't know.
You say you get to go to an Eagles Super Bowl.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
It really doesn't.
You get to say you went to a Super Bowl. It's like saying you've been to an Olympic event.
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. I think just with big events like that, I'm missing something. There's a wire missing in my body that just doesn't get amped up for big events like that. Like the whole thing about just being there. I mean, I'll watch it. It's all good.
You're a robot.
But I am.
You are metrics.
Emotion is lost. That's right. Yeah,
you are metrics. Therefore, you have no soul, no emotions. Robot.
Speaking of no soul and emotions, I do have to show a little emotion. The NCAA One-A-Day has just been in the toilet, and we lose another one tonight on LSU. Who is getting 9 from Tennessee. So we're on a 3-game skid.
I bet you last night.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's not the time to hop on. But the South Dakota State Jackrabbits last night covered with the 14 points. Not that we had any action on that, but let's go Jackrabbits.
Let's go Jackrabbits.
So we got that happening for us.
What about our NBA one-a-days?
How about that? So, and
How about
with our good buddy Jeff Liano on right now, we'd like to send a huge thank you from behalf of the Mayhem because Jeff single-handedly has pulled Dom back out of the basement of this competition, and Dom is now a force at just under 50%.
Just under 50%.
He was hovering in the high 30s at one point, and then just started auto-fading Jeff, and the rest is history.
And
So.
I also auto-faded Porter as well.
A little bit of Porter
A little
fade
bit
there
of Porter,
as well.
a little bit of Jeff. I didn't stay on Porter the entire time. I went back from Jeff and Porter, Jeff and Porter.
It was very
But
smart.
I am no longer the low man on the totem pole.
No, I think Jeff actually has dropped down to the last.
Didn't I win? I won January.
I think, is it locked up right now? Did you win? Well, we're not done. It's tonight, right?
It's tonight.
So I have to do the math on that. But
So if you stay with me the entire month of January,
look at that. If you bet $1 million,
that's a lock.
If you would have bet $1 million fading Jeff, maybe we should have put it that way. If you
would
would have faded Liano, you probably would have bet $1 million.
You probably would have.
So, but yeah, all good things happening here. We got the NCAA One-A-Day. We got the basketball pool happening as well. So all kinds of good stuff happening over here at Metrics and Mayhem. Having a ball doing it.
Absolutely.
We got the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Life is good.
Let's go.
Go Birds. I don't think they're going to win, but go Birds. I'm going to put the Tom Love on the side for a second and get all birded up for Sunday.
I want to point out something. We talked a little bit, so I'm going to go back to the Eagles and the lines.
Yep.
These quarter lines. Now, I'm looking at the VIG.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at the VIG on some of these. Now, the VIG is minus 117 for the Eagles, over 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it's minus 113, under 9.5 for the Patriots.
Okay.
So there's more VIG on the Eagles.
Okay.
In the second quarter, which the Patriots typically dominate the second quarter.
Yeah, you brought that up before.
It's the Patriot way. They score at the end of the second quarter, and they score at the beginning of the third quarter, and then all of a sudden you're down 2 touchdowns. You don't know what to do.
Yep.
Minus 114 for the over 14 for the Eagles, and minus 116 for the under for the Patriots.
Okay.
And now here's where it jumps up at me for the third quarter. Minus 145 for the Eagles in the third quarter, and plus 115
Really?
for the Patriots in the third quarter.
Very interesting.
Plus 115 for the Patriots, minus 145.
So you're liking
For
the
the
Birds in the
Eagles.
third quarter.
And I think that's if you can put together a third quarter and you can put together a lead,
Mm-hmm.
I think you can step on the Patriots' throat. And I think Vegas is going to see that too.
Interesting.
And then in the fourth quarter, only a minus 105 for the Patriots and a minus 125 for the Eagles.
Wow. Maybe they are liking the Birds, Dom.
So-
Some significant money, like we saw the kid who hit the lottery and then put $10 million on the Eagles. He wins $14 million on the lottery, puts $10 million on the Eagles. That's scary for Vegas, man. He's already on house money at that
Yeah.
point. Just let it ride. So
Just let it ride.
very, very interesting stuff as always. But looking forward to the Super Bowl on
Yep.
Sunday, man. All good
I feel
stuff.
good, man. I
Yeah.
feel good, and it's a calm cocky.
Yeah.
It's really, I think a lot of people have been this team is playing with house money. We're playing with a backup quarterback.
Yep.
But we're playing against the best quarterback and the best coach who's ever played this
Yes.
game, and we feel confident, which is absolutely
That's so
bizarre.
Philly. That's so Philly. That's
You
perfect.
know,
Yeah, who are these guys anyways, man? We got Nicky Six. We got Nicky Franchise.
I don't think people thought that when they played him the first time.
Yeah.
I think people thought like, what's Donovan going to do? to
Right.
screw
How
this
are we
up?
going to screw this
How
up?
is
It's the
Donovan going to
Philadelphia
screw
way, yeah.
this up? And how many worm burners is he going to throw?
Yep.
How many balls he's going to bounce off Terrell Owens' ankle?
Mm-hmm.
And
On Terrell, just broken ankle.
broken ankle. I just don't feel that same thought process with the fan base, and I don't see it with the team.
Yeah, I agree.
don't see it with the team.
Well, there's no Priodon on his team. There's no Pansy out there. They're all just
No.
bros, man.
And the last time the Eagles played the Patriots, you had two weapons. You
Mhm.
had Westbrook,
Yes.
you had T.O.
T.O.
And that's it. And Chad Lewis. and Chad Lewis. No, you had Westbrook and you had T.O. If you stop those two, you stop the Eagles.
You've got Matt Patricia on New England, possibly taking a head coaching job. You've got Josh McDaniels already locked up for another head coaching job.
Yep.
Does that factor in at all, or are these guys dying?
No, they're dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dialed in. I
Okay.
mean, that they wouldn't be on Belichick's staff if they weren't dialed in.
Mhm.
But
They might not be flying home with Belichick if things don't go well.
yeah,
I don't know how you're getting home.
Put
with
him in a
John Ryan
bench room.
Michael. Yeah, right. Put him
in a bench
Yeah,
room.
you won't see Josh no more.
No, you won't see Josh no more.
Very much.
Yeah, we left him in Minnesota.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't see if you take away who's our biggest weapon on offense?
Our biggest weapon on offense, I think you would have to say, is Ertz.
But that's my point. Like
Is that you would have to debate it a little
you'd
bit?
have to debate it. Like when you said in 2004, who's the biggest weapon on the Eagles? Like T.O.
T.O.
Who's second biggest weapon? Westbrook.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't even close, and
Yeah.
everybody else was, Fred X.
Yeah.
You know,
First
but now,
and Freddie.
like you say, who is the biggest weapon on the Eagles? You're like everybody.
Yeah.
They're all.
They can beat you a couple different ways. You're right.
Yeah, everybody. You can't. Let's stop the run with who? You're gonna stop J.J. Okay, cool. We got LeGarrette Blunt.
Some incentive for Mr. Blunt
Yeah.
getting booted from New England,
Yeah.
going back to play the squad.
Same thing, Chris Long.
Yeah, Chris Long too.
Long
That's a good
and
one.
Cox.
Wow,
Long
look,
Cox.
Look at that. Look at you.
Long
Very
and
nice.
Cox.
It's a very exciting
and
time. man.
Johnson.
And a
Don't
Johnson
forget about
as
Johnson,
well.
but
Whoa.
Long and Johnson and Long and Cox.
It's a shame there's not a Smallwood still on that squad.
Oh,
right?
jeez.
Come on, man. Stop me if you heard these. It's perfect.
So yeah,
All
I
right,
feel
brother.
good.
Well, all good stuff. Let's get this bad boy going. And Dominic, as always, it's a pleasure doing business with you, my man. To all the good people out there, go Birds. Peace.
You can talk about the pit barbecue.
How dare you? Hey, you went with the mess around and not